Mary, if you haven't seen her in action, then just Google Mary versus Spain, and you'll know why she should be called Mary Queen of Scots. Evening, can hear you. Evening, boss. I can hear you. I can't see me or you. Evening, boss. I can hear you. I can't see me or you.
What about you? Can you see anyone?
Here we go.
I can now see you, boss. But not here. I'm not sure your microphone's switched on, boss. I can hear a lot of background noise, but I can't hear you. Can't hear a thing from either of you. Can see both of you, but can't hear you.
Can you hear me, mate?
I can hear you, Rio.
Cool. Should we just talk about?
Yeah, let's just talk about Graham. It's the most intelligent he's sounded all week. Well, we're underway.
Yep. Attacking the goal to our left.
Yeah. Let's just do our own commentary.
Yeah. Absolutely. West Ham on the actual attack for the first time, probably only time in the game. Ben Johnson throws into the centre. Not a particularly good one. He gets the ball back though. And tussles of Anthony, doesn't do particularly well, but he's run the ball again. Cross in.
Loose ball there. Oh no, well. Feel free to talk to us, Graham, if you can hear us. Okay. Put us live and we'll talk about you in the safe and the knowledge you can't fight back.
This is where you and the Stubbs and Arnold Blair used to come in, wasn't
it? Yeah. Yeah, we'll do it. I can't see that one. Oh, we are live. Okay.
Yeah,
we're not appearing on the. Let's have a look. Okay, as you can tell, if we're live, and I can't see that we are, but as we're live, Welcome to the FA Cup fifth round. And as you probably worked out, we've got a few technical issues, and Mr. Howlett is basically struggling with his microphone. He can't be heard, which I make no comment as to whether or not that's a good or a bad thing. But anyway, we're 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the match already. There's no score as yet. Rio, have you got the teams handy, or shall I go through them?
Yeah, I've got them here.
Yeah, go on then. I'm joined by Rio anyway, and as you can tell, and Graham, who's giving his views by the method of interpretive dance, by the looks of things. So, Rio, the teams, mate.
Right, so our host lineup as follows: in goal, David Gea. Supposed back four of Dello, Maguire, Lindelof, and Malacia. Midfield of Sabitzer, McTominay, Anthony, Bruno Fernandes, and Garnacho. And up front, Weghorst. On the bench for the Manchester United, we've got Martinez, Rashford, Fred, Casemiro, Varane, Heaton, Pelistri, Wan-Bissaka, and Alanga. I'm just going to run through our one, but we're on the attack at the moment. So I've been run down left-hand side, but runs out of play for a goal kick. So I'll run for the side. So we line up as Alphonse Areola, Ben Johnson, Naifa Gued, Angelo Bonner, Emerson, Lucas Paqueta, Rice, Souček, Fornals, Antonio, and Benrahma. On the bench, we have Aaron Creswell, Gianluca Scamacca, Manuel Lanzini, Flynn Downs, Jared Bowen, Theo Kera, Anang, Simon Swire, and Mubama.
Yeah, not much happening, although the game, such as it is so far, has been played largely in the Man United half, but they've not really got much out of it now. But they're now having a spell of possession. So 4 minutes in, not much happened there. Benrahma just ran out of space there, although I did think he might have got a little touch off the defender, but nothing doing. So a goal kick was done. And yeah, and Marcel Marceau is over on the right hand side of your screen as we watch. Now break down the left hand side as Antonio's on the ball. He's tried to go past Maguire, but he tried to go the long way around him, I think, and Maguire just shepherded it away, and Manchester United can bring the ball away. But there's a couple of times where there's been loose balls, and Antonio just then, and a few minutes earlier, Rice have had space to actually run into. So I wouldn't go so far as to say promising start, but not a disheartening one anyway. Let's put it that way.
We've had previous visits to Old Trafford where we've been in the opposing half less than we have in the whole game than we have in the first 5 minutes.
True, yeah.
That is a positive for me.
Yeah. So yeah, as I say, fairly promising start. But now Manchester United have got a decent attack going down the left. Ball hit far too long now, and it will go out on the other side for a throw in. And it's the blonde chappie on the left there for Man United.
Garnacho.
It's Garnacho, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of peroxide sold in Manchester the last few weeks, isn't there?
What, sorry, was that, mate?
A lot of peroxide been sold in Manchester.
Yeah, a lot of product, as I think they refer to it.
Yeah. Great save, Barry. Yeah.
That's the first proper chance of the match where ball knocked about, played square eventually back to Sabitzer on the edge of the box, and that's a fine save down low to Areola's right to keep us in the game at 1-0 at the moment. So excellent save. Areola, of course, looks like he's going to get a bit of a run in the side, not just the European and the Cup matches, thanks to rather nasty injury that Fabianski seems to have got. Fractured cheek and fractured eye socket, I believe. Now, I was chatting to Graham on the way back from the match on Saturday. Graham seemed to think that was totally accidental. Having seen it, I'm not entirely sure there wasn't a little bit left in there, you know. And it's not like Philippe hasn't got previous. Now, Manchester United with a little bit of pressure now going on there, but yeah, another one of the peroxide youngsters there has just curled one a good 3 or 4 foot over the top, but just showing that shot from Sabitzer went through Rice's legs, so that would have helped Areola, of course, but it was an absolutely superb save. So I'm just marvelling at the fact that we've actually got a free kick at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
You want to take this off the bucket list, this one?
Yeah. That is a great save. They're showing it again and again, and rightly so. It's the one clear chance in the match so far, and yeah, did very well. A, to get down, and B, to get a decent hand on it to turn it around. Now, good Lord. 2 free kicks in 2 minutes to West Ham. That was Anthony went in late on Souček. Unnecessarily so, because Souček was just playing the ball out for a Man United throw. So pointless free kick, but we'll take that.
Rice and Emerson over it. I'm not a fan of Rice on the set pieces. I know his delivery hasn't been bad for corners, but I'd much rather him be in the box or just in the outside of the box.
Just on the outside of it, yeah. Emerson takes it in, curls it in, it's headed away at the edge of the box. Ogbonna tries to keep it alive, but it's played out. But Garnacho's touch is poor, and we get it played back to Areola. So Ogbonna jogs all the way back, took back a good 50, 60 yards to take the ball off, and Benrahma on the ball now, and does well to evade 2 tackles there. Plays the ball out right to Johnson. Johnson first time ball in, but doesn't beat the first defender, and it goes back out for a throw in. Good work from Benrahma there. Did well to evade the attentions of 2 Man United midfielders there. Now, it's just something we're not good at, is it? Throw-ins. You know, it's whenever we got the ball, it always seems to be a case of everybody sort of thinks it's somebody else's problem, and the poor son who's actually got to take the throw is left looking around saying, well, who do I throw it to? And everyone's, well, yeah. Let's go the other way, mate. Yeah.
I seem to think like getting a throw-in is equivalent to a game of like standing statues. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's they have that concept, don't they, in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that there's no point in trying to actually make something invisible. Just put up as somebody else's problem field, and everybody ignores the fact it's there. Good work from Rice to win a throw to West Ham there. Although the throw does put Ogbonna in a little bit of trouble, but he manages to get the ball safely back to Areola, who can clear long. Good win in the air from Johnson. Unfortunately, the bits and pieces don't go our way, and that's Garnacho again. And the ball's now back in the Man United half, and they build again. What do you reckon the odds are on Mr. Howlett actually sort of been able to contribute this week? Since he can't answer back, yeah.
Just there as eye candy at the moment, as we all know.
Can I just point out I've been able to contribute for about the last 7 or 8 minutes, but I've wondered how long I could get away with not actually saying anything for. But you've done a sterling job, chaps. Anyway, do carry on. I didn't want to spoil your thunder. You're in a flow, you know. So
right, that's
we preferred it when it was your interpretive dance, Craig.
Lovely.
No, feel free to join in. Although I do have a bone to pick for you later on.
That sounds ominous.
Well, talking of, we'll come back to that because Man United are on the attack at the moment. Garnacho cuts in from the left. Good shot. Good save from Areola. Put it out. It did come eventually. I'm not sure it came to, but Weghorst looked a bit offside for the rebound. Let's have a look at this now. saved by Areola. Yeah, I mean, the shot came in. Weghorst tried to divert it past Areola, but was well offside. So, but a good first save from Areola. So, yes, cast your mind back to Saturday. And when I started having technical problems, my signal kept cutting out. But for a while,
Yes.
I could hear you, and you were insinuating that I was a bit slower than you on the football pitch.
Well, I mean, I don't know about insinuating. I mean, it's a bit like stating the obvious, is it not?
Yeah. Well, given that I'm how much older am I than you? And I didn't start playing till I was well into my 40s for the Internet Hammers, and I was still jogging past you at a sprint.
When was this? In what parallel universe was
I remember
this
one
occurring?
occasion when I was refereeing.
You were jogging past me in a sprint.
Yeah, I was one occasion when I was refereeing, and I had to go across and book you for lamping that Chelsea kid. And the only reason I booked you was because you beat me to it. But
yeah, it was an interesting afternoon. That one wasn't it?
Yeah,
But,
it was indeed. Yeah,
yeah.
It's, yes. Do you remember the old? Remember that was that old. There was that woman who looked like the woman off the old advert for, she was like the trailer trash, and it was Mama Wants Loving. I can't remember what the advert was for, but this toothless old hag that was watching them looked exactly like the woman off that advert.
Was that the one that called the big guns in when it all got a bit lively?
Oh, they weren't that big.
No, I seem to recall there were some phone calls being made, weren't there, at one point during that match when they were seeking reinforcements, if I remember rightly.
Well,
was she not the instigator of all that?
It was, yeah, could have been. It was my first ever game for the supporters side, and I refereed the first half, as I say, I told one of their youngsters, because I gave us a penalty, and it was a genuine penalty, no question of it. But it was I got some earache from one of their youngsters, who I told in no uncertain terms that I would be playing a bit later on. If he didn't shut up, he'd know all about it, which is not probably the right thing for a referee to do. But so then about 30 seconds of me actually sort of starting to play in the second half, I laid a ball off and I got clattered from behind. I thought, I was like, that is it. So I don't know if you noticed or not, but there's a trail of these sort of teenagers all sort of hobbling with me looking very innocent a few yards away. And, I mean, I might not have been fast, but I was clever. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it was a fun afternoon for sure. Did we win that game? I can't remember if we did or not now.
I can't remember. Just because we played at Gunnersbury Park, which was a good crowd. I played on numerous occasions for Midland Bank and Civil Service, and and we ended up in because that area is very much a Fuller's area, and we ended up in a Fuller's pub, and we stayed there quite a while, as I recall.
I bow to your great knowledge. I have no recollection of that at all. Yeah, I remember the game, but I don't remember what happened afterwards.
Yeah.
But,
I remember there was me, you, Dan Hart, amongst others, were in there. I can't remember who else was there. That was the very first game. So, but,
good days. Good days.
Remember them.
Yeah, it was good fun. We had lots of good, lively weekends like that with that team. I don't know what it was, but
I understand they were booted out of the Internet Football Association. I mean, you did wonder how Chelsea they were, because at least two of them had shorts, Tottenham shorts on. So
yeah,
I think what the story was weren't they a team that had tried to have been booted out of a league because of their general attitude, and so they'd rebranded themselves as Chelsea supporters to try and get a regular game.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean, there was a reason why they hadn't been playing, but yeah, I think you're right. I'm not sure they were all genuinely Chelsea, but anyway, we're on the attack here. Corner's in the box. Got a corner. First corner. Hopefully, it'll be a bit more deadly than any of the corners we took on Saturday, because I think we counted 8 or 9 in the first half hour.
Dozens, weren't there?
Didn't win a single one. Didn't win a single one. So, it's not a corner. He's been
Apparently,
given.
that's not a corner then.
How is that not a corner? What did I miss
I
there?
think they're suggesting, because of the way I think they're suggesting Antonio ran it out. I'm not convinced, but
No. Oh well.
yeah,
The way
you
it
know,
goes
you have
on.
to score 3 to get 1 up there, so it's that's just.
Rio 4-3-3 lineup tonight by the looks of it.
Yeah. 4-0's playing the right hand side of the forward prong. Benrahma on the left. There's no real surprises there. The only surprise really is he's actually gone a little bit stronger than I thought he might have done. I thought, bearing our league predicament, he might have rested 1 or 2 extra players, but he's going for it in terms of personnel.
Yeah, certainly can't complain about it. What's the score with Bowen, as we understand it? Just I did read he'd taken a slight knock.
Yeah,
on the
slight
bench,
knock.
not to play the 490.
Yeah. So slight knock, but he's all right. But they, I mean, he's on the bench and all that. But they thought, well, let's not risk it. Nice ball from Antonio down the line towards Johnson, but he doesn't get the cross in. That's another decision that looks wrong there. It just looks wrong. Ball's gone out for what looks like a West Ham throw, and it's just been given the other way, and that just looked wrong. I don't know about you, that looked wrong to me. So we've got 18 and a half minutes played by my 18:37:38. We haven't done our traditional time check yet, so possibly because we were about 4 minutes in by the time we actually got on air. So
I think we're all on TV, aren't we? We're all watching it on the telly, so we should be all in
together,
in unison.
Yeah. So
for a change,
unless you're so far behind, Ducanio's just about to score, which would be nice. Shall we check on the other scores just to see what's going on? Potential upset down at St Mary's. Just coming up to half time down there. Southampton 0, Grimsby Town 1.
Wow.
Yeah. So
go on the Mariners.
Yeah. So I've got a very illogical soft spot for Grimsby, just purely because they're the one football club shares my initials. So 0-0 in all the other games. Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0, Sheffield United 0, Tottenham 0. What sort of cup draw is that? I mean, you don't know who you want to lose more. Couldn't they both lose on penalties? Yeah.
I should perhaps point out that Grimsby are one of my more local clubs. Now I'm living in this part of the world. And interestingly, I believe they've been on a transfer embargo for some considerable time. I think it's about a year or something since they've been able to, or a year and a half, I think it is, since they've brought a player in for any fee. They've been bringing in sort of, freebies, free transfers, that sort of stuff. But I think that's accurate to say. I think it's about 18 months since they last paid a fee for a player. So to be able to go to Southampton and even score, even take the lead is quite remarkable in their circumstances. But anyway, it's West Ham on the break here. Yeah.
Actually, I think it's remarkable that Southampton have held them 1-0 at pretty much half time. Yeah.
Yeah. Was that an earlier kickoff? That one was that.
They're kind of staggered. I think that one kicked off. They're in the 4th minute of first half stoppage time there. As Man United have all in the box, but Ganasso's held up there by Johnson really well. But we've got to get the win of the ball better than that. And that's another one that looked like it might be ours. But Burnley 31 minutes in. Obviously, this needs a bit of updating actually, because we're 21 minutes in now. And it was Sheffield United 0, Spurs 0 was 11 minutes. The latest update on the BBC. Let's have a look at the other stuff. A couple of league games going on. It's Arsenal 0, Everton 0, which obviously will be of interest to us, and Liverpool 0, Wolves 0, which with Wolves there or thereabouts, that's also interesting to us. Anyway. We'll try and keep you up to date with all those as they go on. So it's Manchester United probably look the more attacking intent, but we do look not incapable of something on the break, or would you disagree, Ria?
No, I mean, I think we've had a couple of forays forward, and again, it's the final ball that's let us down. Couple of slack passes, maybe a little bit overambitious from Antonio at times, but yeah, we're certainly not. We're looking in this game. I know Man United have forced 2 good saves, but we're not being outclassed here by any means. But we're putting up a little good fist to this at the moment.
Yeah. As I say, it's Man United. I suspect when the possession stats come up, it'll be sort of quite a majority for the home side, but that's not unusual with us. Now, that's a good ball. Antonio's
Go on,
onto
son.
this. He hit the ball.
Go on, Mickey.
Son.
Go on.
Antonio.
Go on, Mickey.
And he hits it straight at the
Ah!
Oh. This is where you wish Ings wasn't cup tied.
What a chance. What a chance. But you knew what was going to happen, didn't you? That's the thing.
Yeah. Great.
You know, him in a one-on-one.
And that touch there for Antonio's second touch really sort of committed him to going one particular way. And we need to take these. We do need to take these.
What a chance.
Corner to West Ham on the West Ham right. And Declan Rice has got one. What's this thing with rolling up shortly? Corner comes across. Oh,
go on. Oh.
Souček goes running in at the near post, gets his head on it, foot wide down to the foot of the near post there. He's about a foot wide, but did well get on it. And Manchester United, from the resulting goal kick, clear it long, but it's gone all the way through to Areola.
I can tell you, G, you were just talking about possession there a second ago. Just to clarify, it's pretty even actually right now. Man U 53% to West Ham's 47. Man U 4 shots, 2 on target. West Ham just that 1 shot. 2 shots now, with that Antonio effort being on target, but pretty close still.
Benrahma loses out to Maguire in terms of stature. That's a bit of a mismatch. And an attack down the right, which blocked off for a corner. So corner to Manchester United being taken from their right-hand side. I'm not entirely sure they've had one yet, have they? A corner. It's one all in corners, perhaps. But Fernandez is down there to take the corner. Takes it short. It's gone all the way back and then back down to the right-hand side now. Back with Fernandez, clips the ball in, and that's a good header clear. Now can West Ham build on this?
Go on.
Well, there's a deflected shot into the ball. Comes nicely for Fornals, and Benrahma's held up there, though. I think he's just clipped, but he still does well to come away with the ball. And now West Ham can push forward. Ball played out wide. There's Johnson out there. Plays the ball inside to Fornals, who's plays a lovely ball inside the full-back to Johnson, who should have tried to play that along the line, but instead he cut back, and Ganasho was able to take it away from him. Shame there, because there was some lovely ball inside the full-back from Fornals. I just don't think Johnson had the confidence to try and take the player on and take it along the line. But it's always worth trying to go along the line when you're in that position.
Yeah, it just struck me. We got to a point there in that final third where it almost looked like we didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
There was not really many options on. But need to improve on that a bit. But we do see, the good thing is, I think, what we've seen in this opening...
That's a great turn from Antonio, and Maguire's just sort of gone straight through him, and that's got to be a yellow, surely. Yeah, he's got the card out. First he checks on Antonio. Straight yellow there for Maguire, no complaints. And Antonio's done him beautifully there. He's let it run through one leg and it's just gone straight. Let's put it this way, it's that obvious yellow card that Maguire didn't even bother with the statutory hands up what me ref plea of innocence that is the usual from players. It was one of those ones. Yeah, okay, you got me, ref. So yeah, nice little bit of play from Antonio there.
I think it's actually well done, referee and all, because he before he dished out the card, he actually went to Antonio and said, "Do you need a defibrillator?" Because he's already blowing a little bit.
Just going to say, before that incident happened, it's kind of encouraging this opening 25 minutes to see we've had opportunities. Oh, and here's another one. Oh, there you go. Kind of.
I'll let Rio describe that one.
Yeah, just lovely little bit of interplay from West Ham in the Man United final third. Ball kind of eventually fit Lucas Paqueta, who tried a kind of more delicate kind of chip from about 20 yards out than he should have done, and it was easily covered by De Gea, but it's just a really lovely move. And our forays forward have involved some really good football.
Yep.
Unlike that bit from Manchester United, where promising position and the ball played across the box was just behind absolutely everyone. And that's good alertness from Johnson there, because the ball again played down the line, but he's spotted that from way back and gone across the cover and cleared that for a throw-in. Don't know if either of you were watching the sort of pre-match blurb, they usually have. And, a message I might have for Roy Keane is that, look, Declan Rice chose England, get over it. Because apparently Declan Rice is not that good a player, and he doesn't do enough, and but it seems that Keane never wastes an opportunity to have a dig at Rice, and
just a lot of disparaging remarks about West Ham as well as Rice.
I mean,
Monday, I've got a lot of time for Roy Keane, but when he involves us, he's got I don't think he still remembers the time Ian Bishop had him round the throat. But he hasn't very many fond memories of West Ham by the look of it.
Yeah, I mean, funny enough, on Sunday I'm off to where he used to his old stamping ground for a couple of days. I'm off to Cork, so now Rice gets a nice tackle in there, but can't take advantage of the possession one. It's back with Man United.
And the phrase stamping ground really does apply to Roy Keane, doesn't it?
Yes. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to check to see if the Ramblers are playing on. They may be playing Sunday. They're in the Irish equivalent of Division 2 or the Championship or whatever it is, having been relegated last year. But I'm over there for a few days, just as a we're taking me dad's ashes over, because that's where he's going to end up. So, couple of Ramblers, of course, who play in claret and blue, which is always a nice thing.
Where's Paqueta going? Oh, all the way back. Yeah, I've got to say, I mean, coming back to the game, judging by what we've seen so far, I feel unusually relaxed for an away game at Old Trafford. Now, I as would usually happen in those circumstances, they're going to go and score a goal now just to prove me completely wrong. But no, we seem to be doing all right. I'm quite happy with the way we're playing so far. And there's another ball in the box. That was close. That was close. But yeah, I mean, that goes to basically, that just represents what I'm saying, really. It's we've looked good. We've had a go tonight. It certainly isn't a Spurs away performance. And I think Moyes has got them out there with the right intentions tonight, which is good to see.
Good to see, yeah.
Who was the cross by? Was that Benrahma who put that across?
Yeah. It was a nice ball in, and he sort of tried to hit it across goal on the turn there, but he's got it again now, and he's just brought down, and that's got to be yellow, because there's no attempt to play the ball. And 39, is that McTominay, 39?
Yeah.
Still no further goals in the other matches, but yeah, Benrahma's done well there, and he's just McTominay just set up. I'll just trip you up, yeah. But well, that Fernandez is sort of like claiming a kick off Emerson, but I don't think it was particularly very minimal contact. So not quite sure what's happening there. So,
What?
yeah. Well, it was. I think it happened a few seconds before McTominay yellow, where Emerson got the ball and might have just brushed Fernandez on the follow through. Now, nice ball played down the line. Paquetá inside to Souček.
Go on.
Oh, Souček tries to find someone across, but that's a poor cross. It's still in though. No, it didn't go. It did go out. Again, nice build-up play. Final ball. Is it me, Rio? Is Souček playing quite a long way forward of Rice, like in the good old days?
Yeah. It's and it's heartening to see because he's got in a couple of threatening positions, and he does link up the play quite well just behind the striker. So yeah, I'm really happy with his performance. I thought he had a good game as well.
That's brilliant anticipation from Ogbonna. That's on the attack. Benrahma, lovely ball diagonal ball. Can Johnson get onto that? He's done well to keep it in. Played it back, and Rice has got the ball now. And good little spell of possession here.
Yeah, I think what's evident from what we're seeing is, I mean, the press is just so much higher.
Yeah,
that's a shame. I mean, you compare this. I mean, I'm going to keep talking about it because it really is the complete antithesis of this particular performance so far. But against Tottenham, we sat so deep, always 9 or 10 players behind the ball. That example, there's a really good example of the way we played tonight. We're just pushing so much higher, closing down in in between the first and second, third there, and winning the ball back deep in Man U's own territory, which is great to see. And just need that little bit of finesse, that little bit of luck, or that killer pass in the final third. And this could be a very, very rewarding evening if it carries on like this.
Said that Manchester United on the attack down their left, but Benrahma's getting a good bit of change out on our left hand side.
Done well.
Yeah. Also, by the way, he's run into the traffic a couple of times and wriggled free. Normally he runs into traffic and that's it. But he's done well a couple of times this game.
Brilliant. Well done, Mick.
Great work from Antonio to come back and win a loose ball. And again, we're on the attack, and that's Antonio's got a lot to do with that. Benrahma at the edge of the box. Plays the ball left to Emerson.
Oh!
Did he get a touch on that? I thought Man United player may have got a touch on that. Let's have a look from this angle. Good play from West Ham.
I think it's brilliant play from Emerson. It was about 10, 15 yards behind Benrahma.
Yeah.
Covered a lot of ground to get up and assist him.
Must have been good calling because Benrahma wouldn't have known that he was there. So did the Man United player get a slight touch on that? Because it seemed to move as it went past him, but whether or not that was off him or off the pitch, difficult to tell. Either way, we're never going to get a gut in a corner for that, unless it diverts 90 degrees. So, but again, promising from West Ham.
It's another. I think it's another good example of what we were saying a couple of minutes ago. The build-up's great, closing down's great, putting them under pressure. I mean, Mickey Antonio coming back to deep in our own half to win possession there.
Yeah.
There's good fluid movement all across the pitch tonight, and we just need that that final touch. Again, another great ball in from Emerson. I'm going to give credit to Said Benrahma there as well, because I think I'm sure I wasn't the only one who was thinking he's going to put this into row Z. But credit to him. He waited, obviously, as G said, heard the call from Emerson, played it into his path, and it's a great ball across. Just needs someone taking a gamble at that far post. And unfortunate, really, I guess, that it was Antonio that won the ball that started the move, because consequently he was 30 yards behind play. So, but good stuff from West Ham again.
Why aren't you getting on the end of your own crosses, Antonio? That sort of thing.
Exactly.
Waiting for an Uber to get him up there.
This is dangerous, though. Free kick for Man U, delivered into the box. Maguire up, shot comes in. Could have done better with that.
Yeah, that was good defensive header there. I think it was Souček, wasn't it? Basically, they just hooked it onto Souček's head, really, where something with a bit more power and pace might have caused serious problems, but they didn't. So tough. Another
This is good football. This is really good football from West Ham.
again.
Oh,
That's another great ball. Unlucky,
Yeah.
unlucky.
Just slightly over here. Oh, terrible from De Gea.
Oh,
though.
go on, go on.
And we've got possession back. Now Antonio's on the edge of the box. Goes to make a run into the box. A little
Don't
bit of
do it, Mick,
space.
don't do it.
De Gea saves at his near
Oh.
post. Excellent ball. Just a little bit overhit, which was a shame. But De Gea's clearance was terrible. Marvellously so.
But again, it's West Ham being proactive, trying to do things.
Yeah.
This kind of reminds me, and I know Moyes alluded to it at the weekend, but the way we're playing tonight reminds me of the way we were playing 18 months ago when we were kind of at our zenith in terms of those, hitting those peaks. We're retrieving the ball early, looking to win the ball back rather than just being passive defensively, and then looking to hit and attack early. We've seen it 2 or 3 times. A couple of balls gone over the top for Antonio. So it's obviously something that the backroom staff have identified as a weakness in Man U's rear guard there, because they've tried to exploit it a couple of times. So, but it's really encouraging. I'm really pleased with the performance we've put in so far, and I keep saying it, but with a bit more luck, we could have a goal or 2 in the bag by now.
we're 3.
And that's another one of those tactical fouls on or around the halfway line there. Emerson just looked like he was going to bring the ball away, and straight at the back of him. That's Anthony, who this time does do the statutory waving of hands to suggest that that trip was nothing to do with him, Gov, honest. And Emerson's just telling him to shut up. And Anthony's looking really upset, like he's been told off by his mum. So,
No booking there in that instance, though.
no, it should have been. Should have been. There was no attempt to play the ball that was deliberately designed to break up the play, and that should be a yellow card. But anyway, free kick's taken. It's out of Benrahma on the left, who's looking at cutting the ball inside. Nice ball played inside.
Good ball.
Akatar, and the ball's out wide. It's with 4 nails now. Again, keeping possession fairly well at the moment.
Good. It's good.
Although Manchester United are sort of coming back at us, and we're having to play it all the way back. And again, that's where we don't do so well. It's nearly a good ball, but not quite. Manchester United can bring the ball away.
Yeah, it was good tracking back by Pakistan to play there. Working really hard, working very hard indeed.
Yeah, now Ganasho takes on Johnson, and Johnson does superbly
well played, son. Well played.
Superbly well. Antonio looked like he's being held all over, but nothing given, of course. That was superb from Johnson, because Ganasho clearly fancied his chances, and now ball played at the box from Man United. I think they were looking for Areola to actually come and collect that, but in the end, a back pass was required and got cleared, and Man United can build again.
Yeah, it's a shame that all this has spawned from that poor pass from Agard. Just hang on, we've got a chance coming in from our new shot. Comes in over the bar.
Ganasho.
The yellow head, Ganacho. But yeah, I mean, I'm as I say, I keep saying it, but I am encouraged by the way we're playing tonight. I like to see us trying to move the pass around, try and be a bit patient rather than just go direct all the time and look for Antonio, which just hasn't been working for us in recent, well, I was going to say weeks there, but you could say months. But anyway, 5 minutes to go to half time. Rio looking good at the moment.
Yeah, I'm like yourself. I'm delighted with the performance. We've come out with not only a positive mindset, but there's an actual belief about the side which has been sorely lacking for most of the season. So players, like we've seen the Tottenham game, they just went into their shell. They didn't believe they could win, and as a result, we was a shambles. But tonight we've come out with such a positive attitude, and it's a true belief in the side at the moment. That win at Saturday has lifted the spirits not only of the supporters but the players and all by the look of it.
Yeah, it's I was saying on Saturday during the stream, but it's amazing what a win like that does for the confidence. Those last couple of goals really made the difference, didn't they? And You know, it's you can see it. You can see it, as Rio rightly says, you can see it in the performance so far tonight. This is you know, strong. I mean, even when we won up there the season before last, I think it was, or last season, whenever it was last season, wasn't it? When we won the Carabao Cup, you know, I didn't feel as comfortable watching that game as I do this one. You know, normally you go to Old Trafford and you kind of on the edge of your seat, aren't you, the whole time, thinking, you know, one little mistake, we're in trouble, it's backs to the wall. But it's not been the case at all tonight. It looks like two very evenly matched teams. I say that as Man U come forward, but that's no problem for Areola. But G, are you with us on this one? Are you happy with what you've seen so far?
Yeah, very much so. A bit more happy with that save just then, because a few seconds ago there was a ball that came in where I thought Areola could have come and collected and didn't. And forcing, I think it was Aguirre to actually play the ball back to him with a back pass. But that one, he did come off his line and collect it nicely. So maybe the first one was just, oh yeah, I need to do that, a wake-up call. Got some goal news from elsewhere. 42 minutes played at the Emirates, and Arsenal 1-0 up against Everton, which I guess is good news for us. The only other goal anywhere I've seen, we're in the second half at St Mary's. It's Southampton 0, Grimsby 1.
Yeah, and can I just point out, G, that Grimsby have just been awarded another penalty, so that could be 2-0 within seconds. Keep an eye on that one.
Okay, well, yeah, that's excellent news. I mean,
2. There you go.
It's 2. Is it? Okay. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Having moved from down to Hampshire from Grays when I was in my teens, and it was, you know, with the first year I was down there, within 18 months of getting down there, we'd won the cup. Of course, that was, you know, I was lauding it at school, wasn't I? Of course, the year after they won it. Now Antonio's on side here. What's the referee? I think the referee's pulled it back for. He's pulled it back to give West Ham a free kick, which would be slightly unfortunate, given that Antonio had done well to win the ball from the loose one. That's a little bit annoying there. So I'm not quite sure. I haven't got a commentary on here, so clearly the ball hit the referee at some stage in that, and he's given a drop ball, which he's dropping it at. But you know, we had a better advantage from it coming off the ref, so that drop ball's not benefited anybody but Man United.
It was Gavin Holohan has scored for Grimsby, 2-0 up. Unbelievable scenes there at
I can imagine.
Southampton apparently didn't feel it was a penalty. It was a very contentious one, but not that it matters now. Been given.
Well, I think they've got VAR in action there. I think VAR's being used at any Premier ground. Oh, come on, referee.
That's a foul. Surely that's a foul.
That is completely and utterly a foul. Man United completely cock it up, and ball goes out for a throw in right down by our corner flag. But that's surely Peter got a foul. I mean, it's just kicked him.
Do we know how many minutes we've got added on, chaps? Does anyone see it?
I haven't seen it yet. It should appear on the screen any second now.
Didn't come up. I think if it's more than one, I'll be stunned, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's
one it is. Yeah.
There you go.
1 minute stoppage. Which is
Nothing silly.
Yeah.
Nothing silly. Oh,
well, that turned into a good ball, that clearance. That was terrible clearance.
What a pass. What a pass. We're away now. Go on, Mick. All the way, son.
Benrahma, go on, son.
Last chance and a half. Come on.
Into the box. Place it square in the box. Ball goes bobbling around. I think the referee will blow up now. Just his way to see how that got. Yeah. So, that's half time. The ball's in the corner where the tunnel is at Old Trafford. So, half time, good half, West Ham. Arguably, slightly the better of the two teams on display, I'd say.
Yeah, I think,
statistically, it's quite.
Chances, but I think we've actually been the better side. We played the nicer football. we've oozed a little bit of confidence. Well, may not seem a little bit kind of apprehensive at times going forward. So, yeah, I'm absolutely delighted with this. I'm pleasantly surprised would be my understated comment of the first half.
I say steady on, Rio.
I've seen what happens in the past. So we all know what goes on.
Let's just run through, say, all the other games on tonight. As we said, Arsenal 1 Everton 0.
2-0 now.
That's just coming up to half time, if not already. Liverpool 0, Wolves 0, Southampton 0, as we just heard, Grimsby 2, Burnley 0, Fleetwood 0, Man United 0, West Ham 0, and Sheffield United 0, Tottenham 0. That's where we are so far. So just have a quick look, see if that does anything interesting to the league table.
It's 2 now. Nome at Arsenal. They're 2 up.
Yeah.
So that's the further good news for us.
Yeah.
Well,
so Everton were already 2 points behind us, and now they're 2 points behind us. And assuming that they don't win or get anything out of this game, that will be we'll have a game in hand on them, and quite a. We've got a much better goal difference than pretty much anybody else in the bottom part of that table. Leicester and ours is identical on -6, but Leicester will be better off than us on goals scored, I think, on that basis. But that's not a bad score for us anyway. Just looking at some of the goal differences there: Nottingham Forest -24, Bournemouth -26, Southampton -22. So our -6 is looking far from shabby at the moment, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty good in there. I mean, that 4-goal swing or 8-goal swing, I suppose, if you're talking about Forest, is a huge favour, didn't it, at the weekend? Let's just have a quick look at some of the comments on the stream. Chaps, quickly before we do that, first half match stats. Possession 59-41 in Manchester United's favour. Man U 7 shots to West Ham 6. Man U 2 on target. Get this, West Ham 4 shots out of the 6 on target already in that first half. Only 1 corner each. Really, really encouraging from West Ham. Lots of people on the live stream agreeing with us there. David O'Rourke saying, great first half, great to see us back to close to our best. Hobo echoing what we were saying there in the chat, in that we, in his opinion, played really well in that first half, but we have to finish better. Tony Mitchell, happy so far. Better finishing would be nice, but I'm not going to complain. David O'Rourke adding that goals have been our Achilles heel. Bar last weekend, it has been all season. And Craven saying that Rashford will come on in the second half. And I can see him scoring again as he's on fire. Couple of comments from our friends on Twitter. Roshane Thomas, friend of the show, friend of the site. He's up there in his capacity as athletic reporter. Says it's a promising performance from West Ham so far. Benrahma and Paqueta's link-up play has been good. Johnson doing very well in one-on-one matchup with Garnacho. We just need to take our chances, which is kind of what we've all been saying. And side Benrahma's first half statistics: 100% pass accuracy, 6 out of 7 ground duels won, 5 dribbles completed, 2 out of 2 long balls completed, 2 key passes, 1 shot on target, and 1 big chance created. So indicative that our Algerian winger is having one of those good days. Should we have a look at the KUMB forum, chaps, and see what's going on in the match thread? Hopefully, people there will be has got it open or can access it immediately.
Let me have a gander. Bear with me a sec.
But as we said, Arsenal leading 2-0 elsewhere. And Chris Wilkerson, our match reporter, he'll be sharing his thoughts on the game later on this evening or tomorrow morning, and he's jumped on Twitter at halftime to say it's hard not to look at this and see the benefits of Pablo Fornals in Souček's role in the league and Bowen back in. So that's an interesting observation. But everyone's pretty pleased so far. No, what have we got?
I've just sort of got through. So just I, I don't know if this is going to become his official nickname, but somebody called Scandi Brudson has said Johnson's having a good game against that little vampire. So I say steady on language. So MB, we've looked decent so far. Antonio, and if Skamaka was fully fit and Ings not cup tie, he probably would be out there. Maybe. A good first half from us, but we should really be in front. This is funky chicken. And with the likes of Rashford sitting on the bench for them, it just feels inevitable that it's going to be yet again another what-if game for us at Old Trafford. And that Antonio miss, Christ, that was let's say funky chicken. What else we got? Bubbles 1966 is a little bit more, shall we say, circumspect about the performances. Yeah, okay, some very good performances, but the failure to capitalise on two very good chances will probably end up biting us on the bum. Put your mortgage on Rashford scoring. The telly people can't wait for it. Some subtle stuff from Alf Gitt, possibly not his real name, and who said, "That's enough foreplay. Let's have some penetration." Maybe it's me, but I suspect there might be a double entendre in there somewhere. But have a look, and I think there's a running joke going on about Ings not playing because somebody's going for Pete's sake, and I presume he meant Pete with all the asterisks there, for the millionth time he's cup tied. North West Ham has said, "Can we have Bowen on for Fornals, please?" Which I said, "Not sure about that." No, I'm not either. Not sure I'd change anything for the time being. But that's me. So just getting back to the comments thing. On that, by the way, I noticed Andy Welsh is on there. Hello, Andy. Andy, I don't quite know what's wrong with him, but he's sticking up photographs of his leg apparently in plaster. He's got a bit of a leg problem, so get well soon, mate. We'll say it for that.
Where was that? Who's done?
Andy Welsh. Sorry, I know Andy from other. Andy's a fellow prog head, and there was a photograph of him on Facebook, I think, earlier in the week, which seemed to have his leg all in, not in plaster, but all sort of strapped up.
I see.
So
I will get well soon, Andy, from everybody in that case.
Yeah.
You also missed it, mate. Was it not last week, the week bore, when myself and Noam did the broadcast and you was malingering somewhere? That on the chat on the YouTube discussion was name your illness, and we had about 5. It was like progressively worse ailments that everyone was suffering. So there was an operation coming up, which might well have been Andy. I can't remember now, but yeah, we're not a well-let bunch on this broadcast.
No, that's fair to say.
We were reminiscing over Rutland Weekend's television's quiz show for doctors, which was called A Penny for Your Warts.
Do you want to hear some comments from the other side of the fence? I've got some Red Cafe musings for you if we've got a few seconds to spare.
How are things in Kingston upon Thames?
Before I do, I'm wondering that comment from Scandi about the Man U player, is that possibly a Buffy the Vampire Slayer reference? Because wasn't there a blonde-haired vampire in that, I seem to remember, from many years ago?
You have the advantage of me, not a programme with which I'm overly familiar, I'm afraid.
Someone let us know.
It could have been from the Lost Boys. And
Lost Boys, yeah.
Oh, Lost Boys, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, if Scandy's on here, let us know, because we don't know the answer. Red Cafe, tells him, Man U fan. says there's not a single player playing well so far. Bruno has to drop all the way to the back line to receive the ball and carry it. We literally can't progress it any other way because we don't have a midfield. Sabitzer is a ghost. So we've got a ghost and a vampire apparently playing for Man U tonight. Anthony is just bad. Lindelof and Maguire are lucky West Ham can't finish to save their lives. It doesn't really matter right now, but these are players we just can't rely on in the long run if we're looking to win anything. The B team is bottom half quality at best. Dasmondo adds, not surprised it's been dull with all these changes. What did people expect? I thought we'd probably be losing by half-time after seeing the team sheet, so I'm happy enough. West Ham have been rubbish too, despite playing basically their best 11. Casemiro and Rashford on should be enough to win this for us, and I'd expect we'll see them quite early in the second half. Mick Finn says, feck Moyes. I mean, they aren't Newcastle scummy, but he's undoubtedly doing his boring park the bus, boring football. Glad that dick was shipped out. I have no idea what this guy's going on about. Clearly had a script he'd read from before the start of the game, decided to stick with it. Probably hasn't even seen the game. Can't even imagine if he was still in charge. Desperate stuff. That post pretty much is Mick Finn. SAFM United says Lindelof looks especially bad when partnered with Maguire. He looks way better with Leacher. And that pretty much encompasses the view of most people posted on Red Cafe at the moment. Redshaw adding, we're lacking the special sauce. West Ham are doing quite well marking our players and have created some good openings. So a little bit of credit from one of our opposition fans there. And DJ21 saying the lack of intensity and rhythm is awful without both of our first choice centre-backs. And Casemiro, the standards have dropped massively. So they're not very happy, I think it's fair to say, chaps.
It's more sad cafe then.
Oh, they were from Manchester, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah.
They were. I don't know why, but I always get Sad Cafe mixed up with 10cc. And I read something the other day that explained where 10cc's name comes from. Does anyone know the answer to that?
It's a slightly
obviously
overestimation of the average cubic
Ejaculation.
centimetre of the male output. It's a big overestimation, apparently, but that's where it allegedly comes from. Yeah.
I can see all the chaps on the stream thinking, I'm going to have to measure that tonight and see where it's 10cc, yeah.
You're
I
not
suppose 5cc doesn't
you're
sound
spraying
as good.
something.
Southampton have
Bad
pulled
names.
one
Well,
back
look,
against Grimsby, by the way.
Yeah. Oh dear.
I've not got any details other than it's Southampton one has got goal scorer details haven't come back up yet. So 66 minutes played there. Kaleta Carr has pulled one back for Southampton. So again, I'm not quite sure what's happened there, but Fleetwood Town are down to 10 men away at Burnley. Just see what's happened there. Let's have a quick look.
While you're doing that, Noam, I could just want to say thank you to Steve Palmer for pointing out that Spike was the name of the character with the blonde hair in Buffy. Thank you, Steve. A while ago now.
As opposed to like Rio the buffet slayer.
Very good, very good. That is the only game with goals so far, isn't it? Southampton game. Just seen it come up on the TV. 3-0. But someone else pointed out on Twitter it was 0-0 on Saturday at this point as well. Not suggesting I would guess that we're going to score 4 in the second half, but who knows? Who knows? Strange things have happened.
Fleetwood player sent off, was given a straight red. Dangerous play. Went to play the ball, and there was a Burnley head sort of there or thereabouts, and no real intent there. It was dangerous, but it's I'd say a little harsh maybe. But then the level of football that you and I used to play, Graham, it was probably a par for the course challenge. So it's definitely a professional red card rather than an amateur one, I think.
I'm just reading Andy Welsh's explanation of his
Man United for McTominay.
Sorry, Casemiro, yeah.
No surprise.
I noticed at half time as well, they went through the Emerson cross, and obviously there's a bit critical of no one getting in the box to gamble and trying to finish off that move. But Emerson was a lot further back than I originally thought. He must have been about 30 yards behind Benrahma, covering an awful lot of ground. I think it's really awesome being him drops on Saturday, to be honest. I think he's been one of our brightest sparks over the last month or so. So, no, he's responding well tonight. He's having a pretty good game.
Sorry, I'll just catch you up on Andy Welsh's comment as well, where he saw the first half, then got called down for his op, and then when he came round, none of the doctors knew. That's the NHS for you, Andy. I mean, I go private, mate. At least that way the docs would have known the score. In fact, they'd have been subliminally planting the score into your brain while you're under, I think. He'd gone private. So Manchester, we're underway in the second half, by the way. Manchester United start on the attack. Woeful long cross from the right-hand side, though, just goes sailing harmlessly behind the goal for a goal kick.
Is that Eric Den Haag's double there, sat next to him on the bench? And they're very, very similar. It's like his doppelganger, that guy. I don't know who it is. Anyone know?
Sorry, I missed it. I was trying
Unbelievable.
to read 3 screens at once. So
Who was the guy? Phil Neal, wasn't it? Who used to mimic Graham Taylor's actions?
Yeah,
on
Taylor's
the, on the bench for England back in the 90s.
They mercilessly ripped the proverbial out of him in that. What's the thing? Ricky Gervais in it. Football manager, the England football manager.
With Ricky Tomlinson.
Ricky Tomlinson, not Ricky Gervais.
Mike
sorry.
Bassett. Yeah,
That's
Mike
it.
Bassett,
Mike
yeah.
Bassett. And whoever his assistant was in that. I mean, his whole script was basically just repeating what Ricky Tomlinson was saying, the last few words. I've just had a personal message from Andy saying thanks for the name check. Yeah, you're welcome, mate. I hope you're well.
I'll be back in a tick, just going to dip out and grab a drink.
But anyway, long ball up from West Ham, although Maguire gets his head on it and heads forward. In the style of one of those, do you remember those toys that were all the rage in the 70s? The nodding ducks. And they sort of go, they sort of nod forward like that, and then as the liquid at the rear end of it sort of cooled down, then they go back up.
No, I don't remember them ones, man.
Okay, just me then. So not much happening in the game, as you can probably tell. And just Man United winning a couple of throw-ins on their right-hand side, which eventually they're going to take this second one and swap 3 or 4 players on it, and in the end it's thrown straight to a West Ham player. Antonio battles but can't win the ball, but lots of head tennis going on, and now Rice plays it down on the right-hand side to Fornals. Fornals down the line to Antonio, who's got on it, tries to backfield to get Fornals back into it, but nothing doing. Antonio, a bit lucky there, didn't commit a foul, but Manchester United bring the ball away. Interesting ball played in, but it's cut out in the end, and now Rice has got it and brings the ball under control, and he's got Paqueta on the ball moving forward now. Nearly a nice ball, but I think Antonio had made the wrong run and it went behind him. So again, one of those nearly balls.
I hate to say it, but Antonio looks like the biggest weak link in our side tonight.
Yeah, at the moment it's his touch, isn't it? I mean,
I know. I read the article. He wants to pay on for another 4 years. I don't think he's got another 4 minutes in him at times.
I'd like a night out with Victoria Coram Mitchell, but that ain't going to happen either. So. Corner to Manchester United. I thought Emerson might have done better there. I thought he might have attempted to let that run out, but put in the tackle, and it's a corner on the Man United right, and taken short now on the edge of the box. and they're looking at getting the ball now. The ball comes in. It's straight on the head of Souček. Loose ball at the edge of the box. Shot. Well, I say a shot comes in. It's it rolls towards Areola very, very slowly. So, Graham, then, how many CCs? He's ignoring me, is he?
You want me to measure now? Live on air?
It'd be a first, wouldn't it?
It'd be a last as well, I'd imagine, once YouTube are notified.
I just thought you might have done it in. Never mind. Anyway, let's move on, shall we, quickly, before we get kicked off. Bit scrappy at the moment. Neither side holding on to the ball very well. And having said that, West Ham string a few passes together. Fornals plays a long ball across the pitch out to Benrahma on the left-hand side of the box, who gets a long cross. Souček knocks up there. A one-handed save from De Gea. I think that was more the positioning of the header that warranted the save rather than the actual power behind it. A little bit more on that, and that's 1-0 up. Good header from Souček, though. Did the classic thing of playing it across back the way it came. Good save from De Gea. Get it open up now. Manchester United play the ball in. That's who that is now. I've lost me.
Vehicles,
was it? Yeah. 27. Yeah, got well under it, and strange one, that Vehicles, because while he was at Burnley, never really impressed, and then they shipped him out to Besiktas, and he was obviously scoring for fun over there. And I mean, of course, Vehicles typically, of course, wasn't scoring like at all or anything. Scored his first goal for Burnley against us, didn't he? So one of those Sod's Law ones. But felt really impressed. As soon as they got relegated, he was shipped out on loan. I think Man United have paid £3 million for him for the rest of the season, and half of that has been sent to Turkey. Now, quick throw in. Fornals got a lot of space on the right hand side. Ball played across. Finds the defender, and it might have come back to Fornals, but he slipped at the crucial moment. Man United could bring it away. Good interception by Paqueta, though.
Brilliant.
And
that was that.
Fornals basically sort of dwells a little bit too long on it and loses the ball. Manchester United can bring it away.
Seems to be opening up a little bit, doesn't it, this game already? Yeah. I know we're only 7 minutes into the half, but
yeah, a little bit stretched, isn't it? It's you have a go, we'll have a go, I think, at the moment.
No, this is dangerous.
And that's Areola's ball, though. I think Fernandes might have been pulled up for the shove in the back there, had anything come of that. I think it looked like it was a bit of a shove. It's a nice little flick over the top, but yeah, he's got his hand in the small of Agurd's back, and I think VAR might have had something to say about that one. No need, because it wasn't a goal, and Areola was on hand to mop up.
Go home. No. Don't go
Actually,
home.
Gareth did well by not going home there. I think
he did in the end, yeah.
It was a difficult one to play home, that one. Paul played a long line, but it's put up for a West Ham throw about halfway inside the Manchester United half on our left-hand side.
Looking good, Rio.
Yeah, again, we're knocking the ball around with some aplomb, eking out a little few chances. I certainly known why you was absent. The weak link in our side is Antonio, but we got a chance here. Benrahma. Oh yes, get in.
Yes. Oh, nice one, Benny.
Pick that out of the onion bag. What happened? I didn't even see it. I just saw the ball nested in the back of the net. Well, West Ham are ahead anyway. We know that much.
Yeah.
I've no idea what happened, but it's 1-0.
Big conference going on, and Benrahma's taken his now. Oh,
here we go.
Well, not sure if that went out or not. They've got their hands up, and the ball's ended up with Benrahma in the box. and he's buried it top right hand corner. Now they're going to have a look at this. Did the ball go out for a throw in? I'm sure they'll have a look at it. I'm not entirely sure right, from first angle, but it's a lovely effort from Benrahma.
Oh, what a finish!
Yeah,
What a finish! It's the kind of finish. It's the kind of shot you take when you think the ball's gone out, and it's like you don't care anyway, and you kind of hit it without any worry or concern, and that happens. But I don't know. Did it go out? I don't know. I've got a feeling it's Old Trafford. It's Man U.
Yeah.
You know what normally happens in these circumstances. He's given it.
Yes.
Well.
Well, things are warming up. Benrahma's thrown his gloves off, and we're 1-0 up, and deservedly so, I have to say. They can't complain about it so far. And Rashford is now going to get dressed.
There he goes.
Yeah.
Bit of justice for me, because a couple of years back, I think it was when we were still under lockdown, we played Man United off the park in the first half at home. And we
on a ball went about 3 feet out, didn't it?
Yeah. So a little marginal thing like that, But it was also very quick thinking there by both Emerson and Souček. Souček dragged the ball back into play, and Emerson was really alert and fed the ball down to Benrahma. So, yeah, I'm marginally.
I just hope we don't sit back and defend it. I hope we carry on trying to play the way we played for this opening, 55 minutes or so. We know what happens in those circumstances, and I just hope we stay on the front foot because we're the better team. As Noam said, we are the better team at the moment out. There's no doubt about it. And if anyone's going to score another goal right now, it certainly isn't going to be Manchester United. So I just hope we carry on being adventurous and forward thinking rather than just sitting back into that, tried and trusted 10 behind the ball situation. But anyway, good stuff so far. Can't complain.
I mean, what's noticeable there is, Man United on the attack at the moment. That's come from a free kick that Souček gave away for a foul. But where did he give that foul away? Right on the edge of the Man United box.
All day.
As Malacia has a dig from outside the box, 4 or 5 yards over. It's Manchester United now. Panicked into bringing on Rashford and sort of. Do you know what this reminds me of? A little bit, although not
2007.
Not in the same way as that, because it was a little bit backs against the wall. But when they brought on all their big guns in the second half, once we were 1-0 up, and still couldn't get it. So Lindelof and Antony are off. Rhyme unintentional, and Martinez and Rashford are the players coming on. So they've been stung into making the change, I think. So I'm enjoying this so far. So 57 minutes gone, and on comes the dinner lady, as I believe he's nicknamed, or at least he ought to be. So.
Just a little bit of news from elsewhere. Southampton did level up, but their equalisers but just been ruled out.
Hey,
who's that? Southampton.
Yeah.
Now, Antonio's just put his head in where it hurts and won a free kick from it. Not quite as high, perhaps, as the thing that got the Fleetwood lads sent off, but. Anyway, ball played in. Antonio's on the edge of the box. Ball played in. Fornals is there. Ball again. Oh! Fornals played one across the box, and nobody could quite get on the end of it. Lovely little flick, a lovely little ball in from Bonner to Fornals there, and plays it into the ground. And wasn't that far from going in actually. I mean, if it had gone in, De Gea was stranded, and but we just needed our players to take a punt at that one. But 59 minutes gone, 1 at West Ham, and you expressed the wish, Gray, that we carried on playing the way we had been, and I think they're granting that so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's can't fault the performance at all, can we, so far? It's been, we're 2/3 of the way through the game already. And West Ham, I wouldn't say we've controlled the game, but we've certainly created the better chances. Look, the better team, which is, let's not forget how good this Man U team are at present. Well, hang on, here's a chance for ball comes into the box, but West Ham clear. I think we'll get it right. This is the Man U team that beat Barcelona over 2 legs recently. They beat Newcastle to win the Carabao Cup at the weekend. They're in absolutely fantastic form. A couple of their fans saying at half time that they've got a B team. It's a load of nonsense. They haven't got a B team out. They've rested a few first team players, but we've got no Bowen, we've got no Ings in there, we've got no Kurt Zuma out there. Neither team's got their strongest 11 out, and we've been the better team. It's not often you come to Old Trafford and say that. I mean, there's still a long way to go. I'm kind of still fearful and reminded of that the last time I was at. Oh, that's a good ball across. Well saved by Areola. I'm kind of worried a little bit about the last time we were there in the FA Cup. Or at least the last time we got something up there in the FA Cup when we were winning 1-0 for that Dimitri Payet free kick. And Schweinsteiger pushed Darren Randolph into the net with 7 minutes to go to get an equaliser that should have been disallowed, wasn't it? At 1-0, it's always a bit nervous. But as I said, if anyone's going to get a second goal right now, it's us, not them. And I'm really, really encouraged by this performance tonight. It's really good to see. Really good.
Yeah, they've just shown the game again, and they'll argue till the cows come home it went out, and I think there was enough of the ball overhanging to say it wasn't. See, that's what we got Antonio there. He does very well to get himself between the defender and the ball to play it, but then he goes back 20 yards. But nice possession, nice one touch at the moment, but then the long hopeful ball played in the general direction of Antonio, but not quite close enough to him. Again,
we haven't done that a lot tonight, have we, G? No. Those kind of long, hopeful punts over the top. We've not seen much of it. We've pretty much tried to get the ball down and play football. We're still winning the ball in those, those big areas in midfield and winning the lion's share of them so far. I can't say it enough, but it's very positive so far what we've seen. And what a morale boost it would be if we could hang on to this and win. But this is trouble. West Ham brilliant defending. Brilliant. Is that Rice back there?
Yeah. Now Antonio's got on the ball and he's
go on. Look inside. Look inside, Joe. Look inside.
Yeah, he's done him. He's in the box now.
That's 3 against 2.
Oh no!
No! Play the bloody ball across, Mickey.
There were players in the box there.
He's got to square that. He's got to square that pass.
Roll that
2-0
goal, and it's a tap in for either of the two running in. Oh, that's the best and the worst of Antonio. Did so well. I think it was Martinez he did, and that's going to be a goal kick if it goes, which it does. Well played there from Johnson and muscle out Garnacho there, and goal kicks for West Ham. But Antonio, you have got to square that. Just roll it across. De Gea's not going to get it. Just roll it across.
Here we go.
He looked up twice.
It's a tap-in. It's an absolute tap-in for
Benrahma's there, and I think there's Paqueta behind Benrahma. I'm sure the second one following in was, but that should really be 2-0. It really, really should. Well, that idiot on, Red Cafe, who reckoned we were parking a bus. We seem to be parking it just outside Man United's penalty area there.
Fair point. But you talk about turning points in matches, and if we don't win this now, you're going to look at that and think, what an opportunity that was for.
If we were 3-0 up on with Antonio's chances,
Yeah.
But instead, we're only 1 up, and well blocked. But that one save from Areola in the first half. Edge of the box again, and another fight. That's a good save. I was about to say how few proper saves Areola's had to make. That was one.
That was the first passage of poor play we put together there. Just let them take the throw in too easily, and the cross came in, no challenge at all. Just fell asleep for a few seconds. You can't afford to do that at this level, and hopefully that'll be a kick up the backside. It was Casemiro with the shot, I think.
Yeah, as I say, but fine save. That was right. Got whole body behind it. Didn't come back out. Which as Man United try to play it long, and that's through to Areola, who will take his time in picking it up and then releasing it now. And Ogbonna can push forward now.
Yeah, we've defended so well tonight. We've done all the things you need to with aplomb. We defended really deep, pushed, but broke with. That just come back.
I'm not entirely sure that was a dummy, but it worked.
Yeah, Agard and Ogbonna have been really solid at the back, and that was a bit of a.
Come on.
Manchester United now, a bit of urgency about them. They're trying to push forward and they're getting the ball on the edge of the box quite a lot, but
come on, Anna.
Some sterling defending going on there, has to be said. Now, Antonio does supremely well there to control that and lay it off. Unfortunately, the ball back to him wasn't quite right, but slightly different angle on that ball, and Antonio might have had a run in on goal. But Manchester United obviously are a little bit concerned, and they're really trying to turn the screw now. But again, great defending. But we got this situation where the ball's now being played up as in clearances towards Antonio. And of course, in being isolated on his own back there, it's coming straight back. So maybe around now that Mr. Moyes might want to consider some form of change, perhaps, just to that's Rashford's shot from distance that's gone about 5 yards wide. Declan Rice is actually shouting instructions to everybody to calm it down, and because obviously when you're under a little bit of pressure and that, when you get the ball in the box, the temptation is to larrup the thing as far as possible, which is what's been happening. But of course, we're not keeping hold of it. So
no, it's the first time. In the last 3 or 4 minutes, you just get a feeling that Man U are kind of clawing their way back into the game slowly. So I think it's imperative that we get our foot on the ball for 60 seconds or so here and just keep the ball, try and quell that resurgence from the home side.
Oh,
and,
come on. I mean,
what's happening here? Surely that's
we kicked the ball out because I think it was Rashford. Common sense has prevailed. Rashford went down as if in agony, and Paquette had the ball and played it deliberately into touch. And Rashford clearly all right, And so they took the throw in, and for half a second it looked like they were going to have get an attack, but Rashford realised what ball was played to Rashford, who realised what was happening, and he played it straight back down to Areola. So common sense prevailed. Antonio now has failed there, and again, thank you, ref. Thank you, Lino. Could have had 2 there. There was 2 little snaps at him. It's an amazing thing. This thing where he's had one there and then 2 there, and Martinez sort of saying, "What me?" straight at the linesman, and it's the most blatant foul you'll ever see. I mean,
Yeah, a bit of a touch of frustration there from Man, which is good to see because it means we're getting under their skin a little bit. But Rio, I was just going to ask you, David Moyes, you're in his position right now. Are you thinking about making a change at this point? Do you shore up the defence? Is it a bit early, or just keep things as they are for now?
I'd actually keep things they are, because I saw that little passage of play a minute ago. We defended well as a unit, and obviously Man United are going to try and force their way back in the game and be a bit more offensive. But I won't make any changes just yet.
Free kick played in. It's headed out to the edge of the box. Comes to Rice, back to Emerson. Rice is now by the touchline and wins the throw. So we've got a throw in deep in Man United territory, which is let's keep it down there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that we've done exactly what I was just asking the team to do about 90 seconds ago. Is just get a foot on the ball and keep it out of Man United's possession for a little while, and just get under their skin a little bit, maybe. But brilliant. We've done everything right so far. So absolutely played magnificently so far. Let's just hope we don't fold in the last 15 or 20.
Antonio. We had some nice possession there, and Antonio's ball was terrible, but we've won it back. Suchek lifts it
move for him.
over. Antonio down in the corner, but loses out, and Manchester United can bring it away as the referee blocks off. Brooks off a
That
potential
potentially is the
challenge.
only change I'd make would be Antonio off and maybe bring Skamaka on or even both to offer something a bit of a different dynamic up front.
Yeah, I mean, Skamaka could do with a few minutes in his legs, couldn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And he's got the power that we need, so maybe him. I think he hold the ball up a damn sight better than Mickey's at the minute.
Oh, I guess the only issue with bringing Skamaka on with 20 to go is if it does go to extra time, and then all of a sudden you're asking him to play 50 minutes where he hasn't played since, what was it, 13th of January, wasn't it? His last 15th against Wolves, his last appearance. So maybe that's why Moyes hasn't made that move yet. But Bowen, I mean, if Bowen is fit enough to play, I think he's ideal for this situation. We'll chase. And if Bowen gets behind the Man U defence like Mickey Antonio has once or twice tonight, then, you probably wouldn't bet against him taking one of those chances. But anyway, Man U on the attack again and got some defending to do.
Yeah, where Thomas Suchek playing that more advanced role, he can augment Bowen up front as well because he can handle a bit of the physical stuff as well. So maybe Bowen is probably the better shout at the moment.
He's had a good game, actually, Tommy, so far. Again, I stress, he's had a few good games lately. I think it sort of started with that game against Derby when Declan Rice was on the bench and he had a really, really good night. And people will say it's only against League One opposition, but he was the best player on the pitch. I don't think I've seen him have a bad game since, and seems to be getting somewhere back to that player he was, doesn't he, a couple of years ago in the last few weeks. But anyways, West Ham's defending to do now. We've got a free kick. What's this? 30 yards, 27 yards from goal, coming in swinger, dangerous, very dangerous, and it's in the net. It's 1-1. Declan Rice is furious, absolutely furious.
Yeah. I'm just having a look now. Let's have a look.
Is he offside?
Oh, I think he is.
Oh, he's off. He's offside, mate.
I think the goal scorer's offside. I don't think that's the question there.
He's offside. Ain't going to count.
Yeah.
How's your luck, Man U?
Just want to wait for confirmation, though, because you know what these are like.
Yeah. I mean, if we do get away with this really, needs to be the kick up the arse of the team.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of little warnings, but that's offside. I mean, you can see he's clearly offside there. But that's poor for us. Again, just like the throw on at 10 minutes or so ago, we just completely took our eye off the ball and fell asleep. You just can't afford to do it against teams of this quality when they can just pick a pass like that. But we're still waiting anxiously. I'm kind of worried the longer these things go on, chaps. They
looked clearly offside, didn't it?
He did. But there's about to be a stray elbow or arm sticking out somewhere that VAR will look to bring into the equation. But we'll see. Still nothing. It's been just over a minute now since the goal went in. Casemiro, wondering if he scored or not. I think he probably knows. Still waiting. How long?
Yeah, it's offside.
Yeah.
Why does it take the offside from the first viewing?
Yeah.
I think they're being extra careful now, and sort of like making sure that they draw the lines on the right player. Because we've seen it recently that if you draw the line on the wrong player. Fornals is coming off and Bowen's coming on.
Interesting.
Yeah. Or is Fornals coming? He seems to be. Yeah. He turned around and as if he wasn't sure for a minute or two. He's just taking his time to get up, and Bowen wearing the on fire shirt, of course. Is on, and so we get underway now. Areola takes the free kick for the offside.
Are we a bit surprised by that sub, chaps? I certainly am. I thought that would have been a straight swap with Antonio coming off after sort of 74, 75 minutes. But what do you make of that? Yeah,
I'm a little bit surprised. I thought Fornals was having a decent game as well.
Yeah,
and his passing is a damn sight better than most of the players out there, probably bar Paqueta. So Trying to hold the ball up and play an intricate pass in behind the defence when we get it.
Oh, play for Getter.
Oh, look at that.
Getter looked to be in trouble. Lovely back heel.
Oh, that's terrible, though. That's a hospital
Shame
pass.
Souček's lost the ball, but lovely play from Paqueta. Just took out two players where he seemed to be in trouble and going nowhere. And Man United try one of those little slide rule passes into the box, and with unerring accuracy, it picks up a goal kick. So, well, we've got shade over 15 minutes plus stoppage time left as it stands. And news from St Mary's is that Southampton 1, Grimsby 2 is a full-time score. Still Arsenal 2, Everton 0, Liverpool 0, Wolves 0,
3-0 now.
0, Fleetwood 0, and Sheffield United 0, Tottenham 0.
Yeah, Odegaard's just scored for Arsenal to make it 3 now. So that's
All right.
more good news for West Ham.
No, it is 3, yeah.
But, you know.
So it is 3. I was looking at the wrong angle, and it was, it changed just after I looked. So
we're kind of getting near that squeaky bum kind of area now. Last 15, not going to be an awful lot of added on time, you'd expect, given what's transpired so far. We haven't seen too many stoppages, have we? So
no, but it's Old Trafford.
Indeed.
The spirit of Fergie time lives on.
We have kind of retreated into that very deep 9 players behind the ball scenario that we were kind of keen to see the team avoid resorting to, but here we are anyway. 14 minutes to go, and well, they've done all right so far, but just need to keep on it now. Done the hard work. That's dangerous. Bowen's got beat there. That's a poor cross. And that's a poor clearance because it's a corner to Man U.
Yeah. And Paqueta was having a word there with Agurd, and Agurd was saying, "Look, I want to get a foot on it first, and everything after that was ancillary, I suppose." So yes, it's going to be an in-swinging corner by looks thing from Fernandez. Indeed, it is. Oh no, that'll count.
Is that no goal? Is that Agurd or did?
I'd like to see what happened there. I think Areola's saying he got blocked by possibly off Agurd. I think the camera's focusing on Agurd. Let's have a look.
I've got a feeling it came off his head. I'm not sure the Man U player got that. Let's have a look here.
Yeah, it's Agurd.
Yeah.
And Areola was clearly calling for it. Oh,
that's poor. The thing is, though, I mean, if you're a defender, speaking as an ex-centre half at times myself, if you're in that position and you've got a chance going for that ball, even if you hear the call coming from behind, you're gonna take that.
Lovely ball
game on again.
Benrahma. Benrahma tried to get, I think, Paqueta down the line, or it might have been Emerson, but Man United bring it away, and Declan's there, imperious as ever, just to mop it up. Oh, but then give the ball away. That's poor from Dec. Did the hard work, and we'll get a goal kick out of that. Comedy of errors there.
Yeah, we've got to be careful now. Got to be careful this next couple of minutes because the crowd are up. They'll be behind the home team and they'll fancy this now. So we've got to start again, really, rally and just try and get back to where we were for the first 65, 70 minutes. Same old story, chaps, I'm afraid. Isn't it? We resort to being defensive and it all goes awry. But still,
well, let's go and try and win it then. You know.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been a tad fortunate with the VAR decision, but you know,
not really. It was offside. I mean, it wasn't a very close one, and it wasn't like one of those ones where there's sort of a hair's breadth and all that. The guy looked palpably offside, and it was one of those ones. What took them so long? And but yeah, we need to be pushing on them now.
Yeah, I mean, the problem, you can see it, we've lost the momentum now. Whereas we were playing so well, we kind of got into the groove. Where we've sat back for the last 5-10 minutes to try and maintain this slender advantage. We've lost the the impetus that we had, and you know, you've got to try and change the game round at this point. It's not easy to do that, especially when you're on the back foot. You're away from home. You're against a very, very good side that are used to winning games. It's going to be a good test for the next. What we've got 10 minutes till extra time if it comes to that.
Yeah, another corner,
corner.
Man United on the same side from which they scored, and
She's a looker.
yeah, don't fancy yours much, is that? Man United play it short. They've got the ball again, but that's blocked by Bowen for another corner.
Well done, Jared.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, we get back to the chances we've missed again, don't we?
Yep, absolutely.
Could be 3-1 up now, and 10 minutes to go and playing Olay football. This time, Fernandez in swinger is headed clear at the near post by Johnson out for a throw in. So it's a shame because I thought Agerd hadn't had a bad game. And
you know, it's one of those things. Like I said, I don't think you can ever criticise a defender for going for balls like that.
No,
that's your job. Your job's to get your nut on it.
You see that you attack the ball, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Those things happen.
Yeah. But
it's just a bit frustrating because, as you rightly pointed out, Areola was calling for it and was, you know, he would have got there first if Areola had, if again had made contact, he would have beaten the attacker to the ball. But you know, again, you could perhaps ask questions of Areola. Should he have just sat on his line there rather than coming out for that? I don't know. It's one of those things. You can't really blame anyone for it. It's just one of those things. But this is what happens when you concede possession and you sit back. You know, you invite pressure and things like that happen as a consequence of that. But Rio, are we thinking any more changes now, or are you do you say we stick with this till 90 minutes?
I think the only change I would make would be up front now, purely because when we do get the ball on a very rare occasions, it's just coming straight back. So I think we just need to change the dynamic up front a little bit and actually just try and get our foot on the ball and feed the strikers rather than just launch it forward, which we resorted to doing.
Yeah.
And it's to our detriment that we're not trying to keep hold of the ball and play.
Yeah, we seem to. Well, that's gone. That's out. That's definitely out.
No, Paqueta's going to pick up a yellow for that. I thought he was out, but he won't. Yeah, he won't miss an opportunity to book a West Ham player at Man United, would he? Paqueta did catch him, but I thought the ball was out. So, free kick to Manchester United on their left. Let's have a look. Just kept it in, and
it was in. Yeah.
Paqueta catches it. I don't think any complaints there. Paqueta made a half-hearted. Surely it was out, ref, but even he didn't look like he believed it. So,
well, let's hope we defend this one a bit better than the last set piece.
Yeah.
Same side again.
Get the header in, but Areola straight on that.
Didn't really.
Yeah, long throw, but I think if you've been able to get out first time, rather than being balked, there might have been. Yes. Yeah. Souček did enough to put him off to get much in direction on the header there.
It looks dangerous though from these set pieces, Casemiro. I mean, that's obviously he had the offside goal. A couple of times he's caused us problems there, so they're going to have to keep an eye on that. Yeah, another change for Man U coming up.
Yeah.
Fred.
Yeah.
Another Brazilian on the pitch. Paqueta's international teammate, of course. And when he's coming off.
I think we say last 10-15 minutes, Man United have kind of bossed a little bit. It sort of bears no resemblance to the rest of the game. Of course, they've had to really. Now, I'm quite sure what's happened there, but yeah, that big. He's given a corner now. I'm quite sure what happened there because everybody seemed to stop for a minute. Well, and Gers had a shove in the back there, which from Sabitzer, which really ought to have been penalised, wasn't. So another corner, Man United. Fernandez again with an in swinger to come.
He also got a bit of a stare from Alphonse Areola there. I don't know if you noticed it. I don't know if that was related to the goal.
Yeah.
But, still in possession, Man U.
Yeah, and as we've been saying, we've
There's that
really
cross
sort of
again.
gone into our shells there. Rice does
It's that
well,
same
though.
ball all the time. Have you noticed? It's that same deep in-swinging cross coming from the Man United's left all the time. They're always looking to go to the back stick with those crosses. 4 or 5 now in the last 15 minutes or so. But yeah, you're right. We've definitely gone right back into a shell. And I don't know why, because, you know, at some point, the game's got to be decided tonight. So at some point, we've either got to go for a second goal, or, you know, we're going to look and sit back and defend for the next 35 minutes, which, you know, I certainly wouldn't put any money on West Ham doing that. But it's another corner to the home side anyway. From their left-hand side, West Ham's right again. And this is exactly the position where the goal came from. So hopefully Lightning won't strike twice. Where are we? 85 minutes gone, 5 to go of normal time. Then obviously the prospect of added on time and extra time. Fred's on for Sabitzer.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got 5 minutes. And Antonio's finally coming off. And I suspect it might be Skamaka coming on. And indeed it is. So I guess they felt they could afford to give Antonio a much longer run out, because he's unlikely to start on Saturday, I'd have thought, after Ings' performance last week. So you may well get some money out of him. And if it is going to go to extra time, you've got a pair of freshish legs on there, but we've got to get there first. Great header out. And eventually Rice can bring it away. Plays it down the line towards Benrahma. Does well win the throw in there.
Done well there.
Yeah. It does well win the throw, which Man United think they will do us a favour by taking for us.
Come on, Rev, book him.
I mean, that's still got the ball. Now, that's a good 5 or 6 seconds after that, which I believe the part of the laws of the game you're looking for, referee, is delaying the restart of play. And nothing penalised, of course, because I think you have to know what you're doing to do that. But we give the ball away straight from the throw-in.
That's a great ball. That's a great pass.
Oh, and that's a great cut out there. Agerd, who gets a congratulatory helping up from Ariel this time. Now, Mendy take the corner quickly.
Wake up, West Ham. Wake up.
Won the ball back.
Come on.
Won the ball back, gave it away, but then so did they. So
bit of a comedy of errors there, wasn't it? From all involved.
Let's put a foot on it and start playing the football we were playing in first and about half of the second.
4-0 Arsenal now lead, according to AGXM.
All right, yeah. So I didn't
cruising, absolutely cruising. Martinelli Martinelli's got 2. Looks of it.
Burnley are 1-0 up against Fleetwood Town. That's in stoppage time. Still 0-0 at Sheffield United against Tottenham. 0-0 at Anfield, Liverpool against Wolves. So
that's a league game, isn't it? The Liverpool Wolves game.
Arsenal, Everton, and Liverpool Wolves are league games. Oh, poor layoff there from Bowen when there was an easy ball, but Johnson does well to see the danger and cut the ball out. Poor ball from Johnson, though. But again, we've stopped holding on to it, which is what we're doing so well first half. And
we've done it. We've done exactly what we said we weren't doing for the first 65 minutes. That's just pumping the ball long, aimlessly, hopefully, which, as you rightly say, we weren't doing for the first hour. We were looking to get the ball down and play it. We need to sort this out because the last 15 minutes have been pretty awful. And, it's only going to go one way if we carry on playing like this. We need to revert to the way we were playing for the first hour. Maybe Fornals going off had a detrimental effect on the team. Certainly played well while he was on, but so we've kind of gone to pots. I'm sure it's coincidental largely, but, we've not.
Does anyone want to do a bit of cheering up?
Go on then, Sheffield.
Sheffield United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
It's not really cheering up, is it? I mean, it's
the lesser evil and all that, I suppose.
Yeah. It's
How long they got, Rio? Is that nearly in the second half now, that one?
I think they're about 15 minutes behind us, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm just going
10,
to check
10
up.
minutes behind us.
I'm getting fed the information by my son. So
I think they kicked off at 5 to 8, and we were quarter to, so they're 10 minutes behind us.
Right. Okay. So not long left. Well, we're in the final minute here. The cross coming from Man. This is dangerous, dangerous. Oh, that could have gone anywhere. Blocked by again. Still danger. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, can you believe it? Oh, can you believe it? They've scored. Man United have scored. 90th minute. Final. Oh, we've got 10 seconds of normal time to go, and that's that. That's the end of West Ham's FA Cup run, I think. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Such a shame, because
It is. It is a shame, but we've kind of shot ourselves in the foot, haven't we?
Yeah, yeah. It's pure and simple. Fail it to score. We should. I mean, at the very worst, we should be 3-2 up at the moment, and that would have been sort of scant consolation for them. But
Gee, what were we saying about that Antonio chance at 1-0? If he squares that, it's 2-0. It's pretty much game over. We were talking about game-changing moments, and well, it's kind of turned out that it's a decent enough finish. But what I don't understand, and I've seen other keepers do this before, why does Areola pull his left hand out the way here? It's almost as if he, watch this from behind the goal.
yeah, what is he
Pull
doing?
his hand away. Why has he done that?
Is he thinking it's going wide?
I'm not sure even if that's the case, Rio, you think, well, why would you do it anyway? It just seems
stick a hand
bizarre.
on that. You wouldn't risk that going right. No, I've no idea.
Oh dear.
Oh well, the TV companies will be happy.
Unbelievable.
I was making to concede the last minute goal of these, like, no.
Yeah. I reckon there'll be 3 a stoppage. Have they said it yet? No, not yet. I mean, great tackle there from Rice.
Oh yeah, great challenge. Well, that's 7 goals now in the second half of the last 2 West Ham games. None in the first half, and just a bit unfortunate that tonight 2 have gone in their favour and only 1 in ours. But you just think back to that Antonio chance, don't you? Think, what if? What a chance that was. We could have been in the clear. Anyway, still time. 2 minutes, another 2 minutes of the added 4 to go. You never know. Stranger things have happened.
And we're on the attack.
Yep.
Benny.
Benny.
We were winning those before. Now Benny's doing well to get stuck in, but unfortunately, this occasion doesn't come away with it. But nearly 3-1. Well, 2-1 flatters them, to be honest. 3-1 would have been a complete and utter travesty, I think, on the balance of the game. I know last 10 minutes we really sort of went back into our shell, but that would have been insult or injury, really. As Man United now, obviously, Garnacho gets the player of the match because it has to be a Man United player, I presume. But of course, this will add. I mean, they said they're adding on 4 minutes, and it was about 92 minutes by the time they kicked off again. So, this should go up to about 96. I bet it doesn't, but
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's Paqueta gets another little nibble at the back, and again another Man United player says, "What me?" And he says, "Yeah, you stamped on him." Again, it's going to launch this long. It'll have to be long because they won't play the full amount of genuine stoppage. It's been launched long, and we lose the ball. So I think it's probably a lot. Man United hoof it long again. Areola will pick this up and probably got one last chance to launch it forward, and pretty much it. Bone wins the ball in the air, but it's cleared long. Paqueta loses out on the halfway line, and Man United will Well, that looks offside. That's got to be,
Offside.
surely.
Unlucky.
Well, he's not giving the offside, and he looked it. I try to be clever with it and loses. So go on. Maybe the rest are going to play it. I mean, we're 30 seconds
get
into
out of
added time of added time, and I said it. If he adds on the right amount of time, there's a substitution in there now. It should go up to about 96. But Man United desperately keeping it in the corner now, of course.
Oh, what's going on? Oh my gosh.
Oh,
3-1
give
really,
over.
really flatters
What
them.
the hell?
That's just no justice in the world. Sorry, Martinez comes in with a 2-footed tackle to.
Well, it should have been a free kick to West Ham for the offside.
Yeah,
I mean, Fernandes looked a mile offside. I can't understand why they didn't give that a minute ago. We should never even be here. But that's disastrous from Agard again. 2 mistakes he's made tonight.
Yeah, I'm quite sure that Areola dived as if that took a deflection.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, 3-1. You're joking. I mean, it's. No.
Oh, that's really disappointing. We played so well for 70 minutes and then just fell asleep.
Yeah.
And it's cost us. I said it before. You can't come to places like this, play against teams like this, and you've got to be 100%. You've got to be on it from the word go until the end. And we just fell asleep for the last 20. We thought we had it in the bag. Had the chance. Can't say we haven't had the chance. Antonio should have scored. We know that. If he puts that one in the back of the net, I don't know. Anyway, we seem to have lost Rio temporarily. He's back. Just trying to get him back on the stream. Now, there he is. Rio's back.
As the full-time whistle. Very disappointing. For 3/4 of that game, there was only one team in it, and it wasn't the home side. And unfortunately, Agard had a bad second half of the second half. And, it's very disappointing.
Yeah, thoroughly.
I mean, on the bright side, the performance was decent for the most part. And there's a lot in there to look forward to for the weekend, because I know Brighton are a bogey team, but we've proved we can attack. But no, very, very flattering. Not allowed to stop the TV companies telling everybody what a great team they are, of course. But no, it was more disappointing when you play reasonably well and lose, isn't it?
Well, it kind of all started to fall apart around the 65th minute. I'm just taking a look back at my notes now, and we've got, obviously we had the disallowed goal on 72, but you sort of go back, to sort of the 65th minute, and it all kind of stemmed from that Antonio miss. I mean, 63 minutes, Antonio gets through, rolls the ball across. Benrahma's got a tap in. It's an easy goal. Takes the shot, saved, misses, and then 2 minutes later, Casemiro had been on the pitch for 20 minutes or so. Came on at half time, didn't he, for McTominay? Forced a save from Areola when he had to save low to his right. And then Rashford had a shot a couple of minutes later. And you kind of got the feeling the momentum was with them from that point. And, we sort of started to revert to type, didn't we? In the sense that we started to put 9-10 behind the ball in the vain hope that we could hang on. I mean, we had a warning, 72 minutes, the ball was in the back of the net. I mean, it's astonishing, really, to think that they had the ball in the net 4 times in 23 minutes, a bit like Saturday, but in reverse in some ways.
Yeah.
But we just didn't heed the warning and paid the price ultimately. I mean, the goal that levelled it for them, as I said, it was a tad unfortunate. As a centre-half, I don't think you can ever criticise a defender for trying to win those. It's just one of them that it happens. It flew off the back of his head. No goalkeeper's going to stop that, I think, whether he's on his line or not. And then, 90th minute, you just sit tight, don't you? You just keep it tight for the last few seconds. You go to extra time and you start again. You sit down with a manager. You discuss where you've been going wrong for the last 20 minutes and start again. But yet again, we can't see a game out. And it's just so frustrating, disappointing, I think, Rio, because we played so well tonight.
Yeah,
with a better team, we should have won.
Absolutely exemplary. The last 25 minutes were reverted to, how can I put it, typical West Ham.
Yeah.
Instead of going for the game and, trying to maintain the level of performance we was playing, we dropped deeper and deeper and deeper. We invited the pressure on. We just reverted to type. And it's just so frustrating because we played so well in that opening hour.
Yep.
And obviously Mickey's missed 2 glorious chances today as well. But we was good value for being in the lead. And it's just incredibly frustrating that all the progress that was made on Saturday and the opening period of today's game just disappeared instantly. As soon as you missed that chance, like you said, the belief got sapped out of us.
Yeah.
And we dropped that. It's just typically West Ham and incredibly frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I think let's look at the positives. We battered Forest on Saturday. We've come out here tonight. You kind of compare this to, if you compare this to that Carabao Cup game, one of Moyes' first in charge at Arsenal. I think we lost, was it 1-0 or 2-0 that night? We didn't have a shot on target that night. This was not a performance. This was not that kind of performance. We've had a go here. I don't think anyone can be critical of the manager tonight or the way he set the team up. I think if there is any criticism due here, it is down to the players simply for making errors and sitting deep. The manager's got his spot on tonight. I think that kind of, whatever you call it, 4-2-1-3, 4-3-1-2, whatever, or 4-3-3. That's the way forward, I think, and we've seen that the last 2 weeks. So yes, it is disappointing. We're out of the cup, but could that herald a new way for West Ham to finish this season? And if this leads to something positive, and I'm thinking a good run in the Conference League and a resurgence in the Premier League, then maybe it won't have been in vain after all. I think just sort of now in the cold light of day, it's very, very disappointing looking back on that as a game. But I think if you look at it as a part of the team's progress in 2023 as a whole, we're heading in the right direction. I think that's fair to say anyway.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things you can pick out tonight that, just typifies that we are making progress. The shift of Thomas Souček back into his more familiar attacking role. 3 of the shackles have been completely defensively minded all the time, just to allow Declan Rice to play further forward. He looks a completely different player. And he had another good shift tonight, both defensively and going forward. I think one of the positives tonight, I think both fullbacks played really, really well.
Yeah.
I've been really critical of Ben Johnson in the past, but for the most part, and probably until the Man United second goal, I don't think he put a foot wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He was absolutely superb. Mm-hmm. Worked his heart out and used the ball well. Augmented the attack a lot better than I've seen him do for a long while. Emerson on the left-hand side again did really well, and he's part in our goal. Really bit of good, quick thinking, not playing to the whistle, not to what Manchester United were kind of crying out for. Paqueta has grown his stature most games. Everything up until the 65-minute mark was nothing but positives there. So we're taking it to some of the best teams in the league. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say it, but Man United have under Ten Hag have developed into one of the best teams in the Premier League at the moment. So, and we took it to them for 65 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just that unfortunate error, the own goal. It just set the mindset back. Dare I say it, 3 months.
Absolutely. I mean, you're talking about the chances we had there, Rio. You look at the first half. Antonio again, the one-on-one where he goes through against De Gea. I think I think Noam said it, didn't you know? If that's Danny Ings, that's probably in the back of the net. It's just that, we know Antonio's always got to touch the Carlton Coles in those situations. When he's got too much time to think, it kind of goes. But we had chances. I think that's what's kind of frustrating, isn't it? That we did create tonight. It wasn't a case of endlessly surging down the flanks and bombing balls in from out wide to, Mikhail Antonio or Thomas Souček to hopefully get on the end of. We played football. We got the ball on the deck. We moved it around. We tried to, break through the channels, through the centre. There was long balls played when it was necessary. There was shorter, slower build-ups. We looked good. We look good. I think, overall, I think that's going to be my takeaway from tonight, that we've come to a team that's very much informed, one of the most informed teams in England, and we've given them a game tonight. The 3-1 scoreline's a travesty, isn't it?
So I'm just watching Roy Keane talk a complete load of utter bollocks. I mean, well, you can I've got the subtitles on, but you can tell he's talking bollocks because his lips are moving. But he's saying, "Oh well, it's Man United. We always find a way to win." And it's like, well, you've just seen your team played off the park for most of that game. You should be actually considering how lucky you were that basically our top defender, one of the best defenders in the world, has just had a 15-minute nightmare. Because without that, Man United get nothing. And it's. A lot to take heart from that. You say turning points. Antonio first half, Antonio second half. You quoted me first half one. If we had Ings, that's 1-0 up. I'd say if we had Ings, he squares that. I know he either squares that or scores. Either way, we go 2 or 3 up at that point, and we wouldn't have, it wouldn't have flattered us. 3-1 just is really, really flattering. To Manchester United. Not that their thick supporters will realise that, of course, but it's just errors that cost us, really. I mean, poor old Gerd. He won't make that many. I mean, the corner from which he gave away the corner from which he scored the own goal with a sort of slice clearance. And all 3 goals really. I mean, he's got to put his hand up, I'm afraid.
It wasn't his best night, was it? That's for sure.
Yeah, he probably won't make that many mistakes the rest of the season.
There is some good news though. No, if we're looking for slim pickings, Tottenham are out of the cup as well. Tottenham have been beaten by Sheffield United 1-0. It's finished. And what was kind of even more enjoyable than the scoreline was the XG, which I know, of course, Noam is your favourite stat.
Whatever that is,
Sheffield United's XG 0.57, Tottenham's 0.78 against a championship side. Second year in a row. Apparently, Tottenham have been knocked out of the FA Cup by a championship side. Anyway, that's a by the by. It's disappointing night for us Hammers. I don't think we were expecting much tonight. Did we get more than we were expecting from West Ham Rio tonight?
In terms of that performance of the first 65 minutes, absolutely. How many times do we go up to Old Trafford and just capitulate from the off, sit back and just soak up pressure after pressure after pressure, concede woeful goals, don't offer any attacking threat. We've done it far too often. So to actually take it to them and go toe to toe, look the better side for the opening hour or so. Far exceeded my expectations. So I'm gutted because the last 25 minutes was an absolute nightmare. But that opening periods, I can't fault a thing.
Noam, should we do man of the match?
It won't be a good. Sorry, I haven't given this any thought, to be honest. Come back to me. I've just got to run through.
All right. I'll do mine then. I think there was Rio called out the fullbacks, said they played really well. I thought Tommy Souček had a really good game. Thought he was strong. Paqueta not so influential today. I mean, Mickey Antonio did well. He worked hard, but you can't give him a man of the match because Mr. Too Good Chance. I think for me, on the balance, I mean, Declan Rice had a really strong game again, but I'm kind of bored with giving Declan Man of the Match award every week. So I'm going to give it to Saeed Benrahma tonight. I've not often given him the nod this season. I thought he did really well. I thought he looked threatening. Made the right. I don't think he made a bad choice tonight. There was that one moment, wasn't there, in the first half where he cut inside. We all thought he was going to, unleash a shot and kind of put it over the bar and Rose Ed, whatever. And instead he played a lovely little ball down the outside for Emerson to pull across. Unfortunately, there was no one there. But I thought he played intelligently tonight, Saeed Benrahma. I thought he played sensibly. It's the best I think I've seen him play as a team player for a long time. So for that reason, largely he gets my nod anyway. Noam, have you come up with a decision now?
Yeah. I think I'm going to get to Souček. Just running through the players and who played there and who played well. I think Souček and Rice. And I'll give it to Souček because he defended from the front. And we saw him sort of, a couple of times. Yeah, there were fouls. There was a couple of fouls, but he was committing that foul on the edge of the box.
Yeah.
And I thought that sort of shows the wisdom of actually giving him the more advanced role over Rice.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll give it to Souček, if only to keep the missus quiet because she loves him. So
okay, good stuff. Rio, are you going to go with Benny? Are you going to go with Souček, or are you going to go with someone completely different?
I'm going to go with someone completely different. I kind of touched upon it a moment ago. But I'm going to give it to Ben Johnson, who I thought, as I said, I've been very critical of him in the past. But I think he played with a great composure tonight, a lot of maturity. He did everything that you expect a modern fullback to do. He got forward. He defended well. He was really sensible for the most part in his decisions. So, and given the level of the opposition as well and who he was up against. Now, it was a tough task tonight, but he stuck to his job well and performed really, really admirably. So, yeah, I'm going to give it to him.
The draw for the quarterfinal has just taken place. We would have been at home to Fulham had we won tonight. I don't think there's anyone here who wouldn't have taken that, right? I can tell you the full joy is as follows. Vincent Kompany's taking these Burnley team back to, or he's taking them to Man City. Man City at home to Burnley. Man United have drawn Fulham, as we said. Brighton and Hove Albion against Grimsby. Sheffield United's reward for beating Tottenham is a home tie against another championship side in Blackburn Rovers. So I make that 3 championship sides, 1 League 2 side, Grimsby, and then 4 Premier League teams left. And we would have had a crack at Fulham at home for a place at Wembley.
I'd just like
that doesn't make you even more gutted.
Had we been in the draw, we would have got Man City away.
You know it, don't you? You know it. The only, you look at that. Yeah, if we win that game tonight, take Man City out, and there's not a team in there you wouldn't fancy us against, really, is there? How many times have we said that over the years, anyway?
Yeah.
Well, if only.
The Canio thing where we went up there and beat them, and then who did we get knocked out by?
Tottenham, wasn't it? Didn't we beat Sunderland in the next round?
The next round.
Spurs at home in the quarterfinal.
Yeah. But
there you go. Can't win them all, chaps. Can't win them all. We're going to wrap it up there anyway.
Before we go, this one we've got one other result coming, which is a good result for us, if not for football in general. Liverpool 2, Wolves 0, which keeps Wolves just the 1 point ahead of us. We now have a game in hand. So we've got games in hand over Everton and Wolves going into this weekend fixture. So, I'll go into have a quick thinking about Brighton. I'll be going down there with a little bit more optimism than I was before the start of this game. So, anyway, sorry I interrupt there just to give you
that's good. What are we thinking about the weekend, chats? Quickly, just before we wrap up, Rio, what are your thoughts on that Brighton fixture? About time we beat them, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always apprehensive because of our poor track record against them.
Mm.
But seeing the way that we've turned around our performances over the last game and a bit, I'm a lot more hopeful than I normally would be. I think if we can put this result tonight behind us, regain our composure, rethink, focus on what our core job is, there's no reason we can't go down and get a little bit of success.
Good stuff. G, Brighton away.
Yeah, I think we'll get a point out of that. I mean, they're having a hell of a season, etc. But I think we can go into that. If we got tonked tonight, or even come away with a 1-0 defeat, having sort of been, defending in numbers for 90 minutes, then you'd have sort of feared for us a little bit more. I think we get a win, but I think the bogey team thing might sort of end up with a drawing. They didn't look too impressive last night, apparently, albeit in the cup, but against lesser opposition. So, I think we'll get a point down there that weekend. That'll be useful.
Good stuff. Right. Well, as I said, we're going to call it a day. It's been ultimately a disappointing night for West Ham United, out of the cup at the hands of Manchester United once again. How many times has this happened over the years? But it could have been so much better. I think that's what's disappointing. Mickey Antonio 1-on-1 in the first half. Great chance in the second half. We said it was, is it going to be one of those turning points? It's exactly what it proved to be. Man, you came back strongly, had one ruled out, equalised, scored in the final minute of normal time to go 2-1 ahead, and then, a thoroughly undeserved third, deep into added on time at the end of the game, gave them a very undeserved 3-1 final score. And we wouldn't have been at home to Fulham and we've beaten them. For a place in the semi-finals. Anyway, it's not worth dwelling on it. It's not happened. So we start again next year. Chaps, it's the Conference League or bust, I'm afraid, as far as cup competitions go this year now. But down to fighting on two fronts again. Anyway, there you go. My huge thanks to Noam and Rio for holding the fort for the first 10 minutes of the show tonight before I realised that I had to press the mute off button on Zoom. That's all it was.
I really thought there was something major technically wrong.
No, everything was fine. I could see it was all fine. The lights are on. All the indicators are good. It was just that I had anyway. So thankfully it wasn't me, myself, and I tonight. We had other people to fit in. So my huge thanks to Rio and Noman also for their excellent company once again this evening. It's Brighton at the weekend. We'll be back for that one to see if the Hammers can finally end that hoodoo against the Seagulls. Where are we? Was it, chaps? 13 years, isn't it now, since we beat them? Was it 2000? No, it must be after that. When did we come up? 2012, wasn't it? 2012.
Yeah, did we stick 6 past them the year we come up? Or
it was that year, wasn't it? Yeah. In the last, wasn't it? Last or penultimate game of
we won 1-0 down there with Nolan scoring on a Monday night.
Where was that? What ground was that? Wasn't the old Withdean, was it?
No, that was at Amex. I think it was our first ever trip down to the Amex.
Oh, that was at the proper stadium. Right. Well, there you go. So hopefully we can repeat that this weekend. We certainly owe them one, don't we? Thanks to everyone for joining us live on the stream. We're all off to the KUMB.com general discussion forum now to join in the fun and games and the post-match commentary. We'll be back, as I said again, this weekend for West Ham United versus Brighton. Back to the Premier League. And let's see if we can pick up 3 points. Until then, my friends, take care, look after yourselves, and as always, come on, you Irons.
No.